Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm back to do another review. So in this video I'll be talking about Kraven the Hunter, which came out in December 2024. So it came out a while ago, never got a chance to see it. It wasn't exactly in a rush to see it because I read a lot of reviews and saw the Rotten Tomato score and just heard it just wasn't very good. So I never really got on to seeing it. I just finally saw it, and so I want to give my opinion on this. I'll try not to go on too long because I don't want to ruin it for anybody who may not have seen this. So anyways, Kraven is played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, who also becomes Kraven. He's originally Sergey, one of the sons of Russell Crowe's character, and he also has a brother who ends up being the chameleon. And right from the start, you can tell that the two sons have different opinions of their father, and one seems weaker than the other. Russell Crowe treats the younger son terrible. Like, he just thinks he's a weakling and he's not very strong, and he assumes that Sergey is going to want to take over the family business, not realizing that Sergey, aka Kraven, really doesn't like his father and doesn't like what his father doesn't want to get into the whole drug business. So it doesn't really come to a head till maybe a quarter of the way through the movie. It's not initially known. So they go on this hunting trip, and it turns out he gets attacked by an animal, which is where Calypso comes in, played by Ariana DeBose, I think her name was. She gives him some kind of potion or something that came from a family member. I don't give too much away, and that's what gives him his powers. So right from the start, he's getting his powers. So it's not long into the movies before he becomes Kraven. So it's not long and drawn out. There was a couple of flashbacks when they're younger, when things have happened with them and their father. But for the most part, it goes from that point on. I thought there was a couple of cool things. There was this guy, they just call him the foreigner, or the mysterious person, or something like that. There's really not known in the movie who he is, except he wants to get rid of Kraven, and he's got this really cool power. It kind of slows down time. I don't know much else about the character. I've never read a lot of the Kraven comics, which is probably why I didn't think this was a bad movie, because I just know who Kraven is. But this movie overall, I didn't think this was terrible. Like, the scores said it was like pretty bad, but without knowing much about the character and not reading any of the comics, just from a movie standpoint, I didn't think it was that bad. Not like what the score said it was. I thought this was very entertaining. I thought the fight scenes were really cool, especially like a lot of the acrobatics, seeing him from like jumping from spot to spot, trying to evade being outnumbered by the bad guys. I thought that was really cool and really well done. There was no extra credit scene in this movie, which is surprising but not surprising. I know that Sony wanted to make the Spider-Verse or Sony-verse, whatever you want to call it, and have everything connected. Like, I know Michael Keaton and was it Morbius? Was that the character's name? I'm trying to remember. There was an extra credit scene with them two meeting, and I don't know. I guess none of this is really going to come together because Sony doesn't know how to make good movies. Most of the movies are pretty terrible. Without getting too much into it, I don't want to give in too much away. I'd rather just say that the movie overall, I give it a 3 out of 5. I thought this was pretty decent. I don't think it was terrible at all, but that's just my opinion. I know the Rotten Tomato and a lot of critics were really, said this was pretty bad. I just don't agree with that, maybe because I don't know much about Kraven the Hunter. I just know, bits and pieces from what I've read in other comics, but I've never really read any of his direct comics, if that makes any sense. But anyways, yeah, like I said, I thought this movie was pretty decent. So I'm going to wrap up this video. As always, appreciate anybody who tunes in to check out my videos. So if you want, hit that like and subscribe. Until next time.